Now, the transformation of VTC Development Department is responsible for coordinating and providing support that is to the various public vocational training centers under the NTA's supervision. Another key component of departmental mandate is to render support, towards the expansion of public vocational training centers footprint as well as a programmatic expansion. With more on that is the head of trainee support of vocational training centers. We're now joined by Soniah Shitaleni, who is the head of trainee support at Nakayale VTC in Outapi, that is in the Omusati region. Ms. Shitaleni, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Tapiola, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for making time to speak to us. First things first, kindly just describe your main responsibility as the head of trainee support.
Right. I want to put it in simple terms.
Yes.
The trainee support is more of a dean of students at university, if you may. Our job is to attract students to come and study with the VTC, but also to render them support while they're studying at the VTC, and we see them through until graduation. But we don't end at graduation. We also give support of our graduates and ensure that they are employable, and we keep track of where they are as soon as they graduate. But we also now are working on programs to see pathways of what do they need to do to continue as business people or as employees in a certain organization. But in a nutshell, we are the connectors of stakeholders in the VTC to our students and to the rest of the operation of the VTC.
Yeah. Talk to us about perhaps one specific person who you guys supported and where they are perhaps right now.
Yeah, I can't point out one.
Yeah.
We are at the national skills competition now, so perhaps I can use some of those examples. We have a trainee that competed last year in France from Nakayale in electrical installation that now works for Nampower as one of the benefits that they got when they went to represent the country. But outside of that, really, we support every individual that comes to the VTC, especially the trainee support department. That's our responsibility to make sure that all the students that are enrolled in the VTC get a fair opportunity and an equal opportunity in the industries through job attachment, through scholarships and different funding systems that are available.
Yeah. So perhaps would you say that that is the role of one's overall contribution to the mission of Vocational Training Center?
Not only that, our role more than anything is to connect the stakeholders to ensure that the programs that we are offering meet the needs of the industry right now. I mean, we are moving into green economy, your fourth IR. So we also have a responsibility to do research and see what are some of the skills that a trainee should have before they exit the VTC. So we have a major role, I mean, in terms of social support, emotional support for students while they are on campus. We are facing a lot of issues now with young people, the suicides, the mental health. So we also have that responsibility to make sure that they are learning in a harmonious environment and they are happy while on campus. We also organize extracurricular activities, your recreational, your culture, all that falls within the trainee support department. So we have a holistic responsibility for these trainees while they're on campus.
You mentioned, a few challenges that the trainees face, but what would you say are some of the most common ones that they face, and how does your office address these challenges?
Right. The biggest one obviously would be funding.
Yeah.
You will find that a lot of people are not able to come to institutions of higher learning because they don't have funding opportunities, they do not have money. So we also then work closely with a different organization, but we are also very fortunate to have NASFAF that really funds a lot of our students in the VTCs, specifically the state-owned VTCs, but we also take them through to help them understand if you're getting a loan or you're getting a grant, what is it that is expected of you once you have graduated, do you need to pay it back? You take them through the application process and ensure really that they get those opportunities. Other challenges will obviously be accommodations. You would want to study in a different region, but you have nobody there. So we also try to work with public and private partners to find accommodation for the students and make sure that they are well looked after while on campus.
Yeah. I'm sure you perhaps have instances where you find trainees dropping out, but how do you ensure that they perhaps receive that adequate support when it comes to finances, the personal, and also just emotional support? Because school is not easy sometimes, and we are trying to change the narrative, with regards to TVET. But what are some of the mechanisms that have been put in place to help trainees who may be at risk of dropping out, or those that are perhaps just, not they are 100%?
So One of the things that we do at the VTC, which is compulsory to do, is keep track of attendance. So every time they come to class, they must sign in the attendance. This is to see that in 20 days, if you are not at school consecutively, then we need to start interrogating, reach out to the parents and find out why is the trainee not on campus. We also have counselors that we work with at the VTC to ensure that some of these problems, they can be given counseling. We also work with the Ministry of Health, obviously, because they have more professionals. But our trainers that are dealing with the trainees one-on-one on a daily basis really are the ones that assist us to see, is there any dropout? We also have trainee representative councils. These are the guys, fellow trainees that also help us be on the ground and see what is happening to their colleagues and how can we offer them support as an institution.
Yeah. So in what ways do you incorporate trainee feedback into improving support services? How do you go about collecting that feedback?
So obviously surveys is one of the easiest stuff that we do, suggestion boxes that we have perhaps in the library, at the hostel. But like I said, there is a trainee representative council. That's like your SRC. These guys have different portfolios. Their jobs really are to do research and find out what are the needs of their colleagues when they speak in their casual seating. And once they give us that feedback, then we are able to channel it to the right departments and say, what intervention can we bring upon? But otherwise, young people are very interesting. You will find on social media, they tweet about it, you read, you hear the comments as they pass in the corridors. So we are proactively on the ground just trying to figure out what is it that we can do. But more than that, your results and your performance also is one of the methods that you will figure out, okay, something is right or something is not right. Yeah. So we look at performance, we look at the rate of graduates, then we would know if there's a lack somewhere, and the dropouts that you mentioned earlier.
How do you keep up with the digital age?
Young. I kid you not, we have moved into a space of even e-learning as it is now. We have introduced e-learning in our VTCs where we are no longer just doing traditional learning. But more than that, young people are very excited to be on their phones, which is very good. Our institution, specifically Nakayale, is fully equipped with the Wi-Fi around campus and the hostel. So most of their learning now happens online. They can do it while they're sleeping in the hostel, while they are in the resource center. But it's also tricky because then they don't want to be in class at all. But it's a good revolution. We appreciate it.
Yeah. So how do you see the role of a trainee support evolving in the vocational training centres over the years?
I think this is one role that will constantly be there, for sure, because we have a major responsibility of looking after these trainees. But we are looking forward to have more of digital transformation where we can capture our data, where we can keep track of where the students are. But more than that, we look forward to a department that is fully equipped, especially with counseling services, where we can really be able to engage these trainees and not have any suicides, any dropouts, any mental issues, which is something that we cannot get rid of. But we are looking forward to really also just produce market-ready graduates, the ones that are employable with amazing entrepreneurial skills, but also create industries for our students. That is what we look forward to as a department.
Now, saying that you are here, obviously Nakayale VTC is represented at the 14th National Skills Competition. Talk to us about, some of the learners who are participating in the ACS National Skills and also which skill areas,
So we do not have so many.
Okay.
Our center has 3 trades that we are participating in. We have cooking. We have our junior chef in the kitchen, and I guarantee you are going to Shanghai for that. We have restaurant services. We have electrical installation. We are the champions of electrical installation in Namibia right now, so we hope to keep up with that.
Is that your strongest, would you say?
It's our strongest because we are a center of excellence in electrical engineering, ICT, and electronics.
Amazing.
But more than that, we have been training learners from our secondary school. So we have competitors that are being trained by our trainers that are competing in the web technology. Very first time, but they're quite a lot. They're 5. So come Saturday, we will be shining for sure.
Amazing. We're definitely vouching for everybody. Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Shitaleni, and all the best with your future endeavors.
Thank you very much, Ndapel.
All right.